B-52 and Tu-22M3 bombers reportedly crashed on the same day. This is particularly interesting because these are two nuclear-capable strategic bombers that have remained in service with the US and Russian militaries for decades. Yet why have they not been replaced? Any direct successor would need to fully replicate their unique combination of payload capacity, range, and operational flexibility. Let's take a look at the standards that any replacement would have to meet. Under the blazing sun of California's Mojave Desert, a column of thick black smoke rose high above Edwards Air Force Base. A B-52 Stratofortress, a symbol of American air power, had crashed shortly after takeoff. All 8 crew members aboard lost their lives in the line of duty. But the drama did not end there. On the other side of the world, thousands of miles away, amid the freezing expanse of Irkutsk in Siberia, a similar scene unfolded. A Russian Tu-22M3 strategic bomber slammed into the ground during a training flight. 2 crashes on the same day, involving 2 Cold War-era rivals, were more than a statistical coincidence. They served as a stark reminder that these deadly relics still play a crucial role in global geopolitics. Both the US Air Force's B-52 and Russia's Tu-22M3 were designed with a single primary mission: delivering massive destruction deep inside enemy territory, whether through conventional bombs, torpedoes, or nuclear warheads capable of wiping entire cities off the map. The crash at Edwards involved an aircraft assigned to the 412th Test Wing, the unit responsible for pushing the limits of aerospace technology. Meanwhile, the Tu-22M3 that went down in Siberia was participating in combat readiness training. Both aircraft are predators born from the fear of total war. And despite the arrival of stealth technology, these aging giants refuse to retire. Why are they still flying? And what makes them both so deadly and so vulnerable at this advanced stage of their service lives? If we compare the two, we are looking at 2 very different philosophies of warfare. The B-52 Stratofortress is the definition of a tireless bomb truck. It is a long-range subsonic giant powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33P3 Prone .03 turbofan engines. Each engine produces up to 17,000 pounds of thrust, lifting a total weight of around 185,000 pounds into the sky. With a cruising speed of Mach 0.88, the B-52 may not be as fast as modern fighter jets, but it possesses unmatched endurance, with a combat range of more than 8,800 miles without refueling. The B-52's greatest strength lies in its payload flexibility. It can carry up to 70,000 pounds of weapons, ranging from traditional gravity bombs and cluster munitions to precision-guided missiles. The H model, the only variant still in active service, can carry up to 20 air-launched cruise missiles. History records its role in operations ranging from Operation Desert Storm in the 1990s to Operation Inherent Resolve in 2016. It is a platform capable of delivering virtually any type of ordnance from altitudes of up to 50,000 feet, leaving enemy forces on the ground with few places to hide. On the other hand, Russia fields the Tu-22M3, known by NATO as the backfire. If the B-52 is a marathon runner carrying a heavy pack, then the Tu-22M3 is a sprinter wielding a sledgehammer. This supersonic bomber features its iconic variable sweep wing design. Its primary advantage is not long-endurance operations, but rather speed and devastating strike capability. With a top speed of up to 2,300 kilometers per hour, this 42-meter-long aircraft was designed to penetrate enemy air defenses at high speed. The Tu-22M3 has earned the fearsome nickname Carrier Killer. Why? Because it was specifically developed to destroy American carrier strike groups. It can carry the legendary KH-22 cruise missile or the Kinzhal hypersonic missile, which is extremely difficult to intercept. With the ability to deliver warheads of up to 1 megaton, a single Tu-22M3 could theoretically inflict catastrophic damage on multiple large naval vessels. Its armament is formidable: a GSH-23 cannon for self-defense, air-to-surface missiles, and up to 24 tons of bombs that can be released from extreme altitudes or during low-level flight to evade radar detection. The big question that emerged after the tragedies in Mojave and Siberia is this: why do the world's most powerful militaries still rely on aircraft designs from the 1950s and 1960s? The B-52 first flew before many of today's generals were even born. While the Tu-22M3 has undergone modernization since 2018 to remain relevant on the battlefields of Syria and Ukraine, does the world simply lack the technology to replace them? The answer lies in the complex balance between cost and operational efficiency. Developing a new stealth bomber such as the B-21 Raider or Russia's Pakta requires investments worth billions of dollars and development timelines that can stretch over decades. Meanwhile, the B-52 and Tu-22M3 are platforms that have already proven themselves. For the U.S. Air Force, the B-52 remains highly efficient because its operating cost per flight hour is significantly lower than that of sensitive stealth aircraft. As long as a mission does not require stealth capabilities, such as operations against adversaries without advanced air defense systems, the B-52 remains the ideal solution for delivering thousands of tons of munitions onto a target. On the Russian side, the Tu-22M3 flexibility in launching hypersonic missiles makes it a strategic asset that cannot yet be replaced by smaller fighter jets. Its ability to fly at very low altitudes and high speeds continues to make it a threat that haunts NATO naval fleets. This is what makes both aircraft so difficult to replace. They have evolved from mere bombers into intelligent missile launch platforms whose electronic systems can be upgraded without fundamentally altering the aircraft's core structure. However, accidents reveal the darker side of maintaining aging aircraft. Metal fatigue, increasingly outdated mechanical systems, and ever-growing mission demands create significant risks for their crews. No modernization program, no matter how advanced, can conceal the fact that these airframes have already endured thousands of pressurization and stress cycles. The tragedies at Edwards and Irkutsk serve as reminders that behind the impressive specifications and devastating firepower are human lives operating these massive machines at the very limits of their capabilities. Will they continue flying in the decades ahead? Most likely, yes. The United States plans to keep the B-52 in service until at least 2050, meaning the aircraft will have served for nearly a century. Russia is also continuing to advance production of the M3M variant of the Tu-22. They are legends that refuse to die. Are there even more complex reasons why they remain irreplaceable? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.